welcome back. So we are long overdue to harvest these cabbages. So I'm going to take care of that today so we can get more things in the ground that are more heat loving, like cucumbers and that sort of thing. So I'm just going to pull all of these. And I have some people coming over today, so I want to give away some cabbages because I can't eat all of this cabbage, obviously. And then we'll do some fun things with some of them. So these ones are pretty small, but I feel like it's getting really hot, and these are kind of more of a cool season crop. So I'm just going to harvest all of them. And I've already harvested one of these cabbages. I think this is a Savoy cabbage. And they are pretty buggy and sluggy. I probably should get a knife for this. I think I need to get it. All right, so I've got this knife. Fuji, you want to help me? Beautiful. This one looks like it bolted. So I think I'm just gonna leave these for now and maybe use them for mulch, or maybe pull some of the leaves and use them like as kale or something like that in a soup. This is the last of the 2024 cabbage harvest. I know it's not a ton, but I'm really proud of this because I've had the hardest time growing brassicas. So we're gonna do some fun things with it. We're gonna give some away for other people to enjoy. And then I can't wait to grow more of these next year because I think that they're just so pretty and they look like beautiful flowers. Welcome back. So we are going to make some Kalua Pig and Cabbage with the cabbages that we just harvested. And it's the 4th of July. It's about 8 a.m. in the morning. And I've got this pork butt here that I have. And it is, let's see here, 3.5 pounds. So I'm going to get this in the slow cooker. I always smell my meat. All right. Oh, this is kind of big for this little vessel. And there's a bone in there. So I'm gonna just try and cut this in half so it can fit better. see. All right, that's a little bit better. And then I'm just going to stab it with a knife. And then I'm gonna grab this Hawaiian sea salt. It's I think it's called Hawaiian Alai salt, but it's nice and thick. I'm just gonna sprinkle about a tablespoon or 2 on the pork. I'm just gonna rub it in to the pork. Go.
Then for the liquid smoke,
oh, that smells so good. I'm gonna use the hickory liquid smoke, and I'm just gonna do about a tablespoon for this whole thing. I'm gonna use that. And then I'm gonna stick this in the slow cooker. I'm gonna start it on low. I think we've got time to do it on low, but if we're like halfway through the day and it's not looking like it's cooking enough, I might bump it up to high. Okay, and the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna prepare our cabbage. So I'm not gonna add the cabbage until way later in the day, like maybe an hour or 2 before the pork is done, because I don't want to overcook the cabbage. But I have this beautiful cabbage that we harvested from the garden, and I'm just gonna chop this up. Where are all my knives? So I harvested this cabbage about 2 weeks ago, and then I cleaned it up a little bit on the outside and I stuck it in the fridge. And when I started going through this, it had a bunch of little like brown things and shrivelly things. So I did have to go in there and like clean some stuff up a little bit. So I don't know if this is because I harvested it too late, or if like little bugs got in there, or if it just wasn't like a really tight cabbage. So it didn't store as good. It started kind of like getting wilty and that sort of thing. But the red cabbage that I put in the fridge, that was such a tight head of cabbage. And when I used it I shredded it up and used it as a garnish for our Kalbi beef. It was perfect and it didn't have any imperfections. So I think the red cabbage actually stored a lot better than this green cabbage. I think this green cabbage you want to use maybe sooner from the time that you harvest it, or maybe harvest it earlier. I'm not really sure. If you know, please let me know in the comments. So I ended up putting the pork into the slow cooker at 8 a.m. and I had it on low for about an hour, but then I bumped it up to high at 9 a.m. And by 5:30, we put the cabbage into the slow cooker. It was totally shredded and tender and moist. And we just let the cabbage sit in there for, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes, and it was ready to serve and so delicious. So if you want to try and make Kalua Pig and Cabbage, it's super simple, great for a party, and everybody loved it. You want to play with the ball, Fuji? Into kind of big chunks, and then we'll add this to the slow cooker a little bit before it's ready to eat.